Good afternoon, dear students. My name is Djulieta Negru and I am an English teacher, so I will be teaching you today. I hope you are all ready for this English lesson. Further, we will be able to identify the meaning of the given criteria. The main criteria are as follows: blended learning, synchronous communication, individuals with no digital skills, individuals with above basic digital skills, asynchronous communication, individual with basic digital skills, individuals with low digital skills. Let us see. So, this communication happens when messages can only be exchanged in real time. It requires that the transmitter and receiver are present at the same time and/or space. This criterion is synchronous communication. Individuals who have received emails, installed software and applications, and used spreadsheet software without advanced functions, such as sorting and filtering. It refers to individuals with basic digital skills, individuals who have received emails, installed software and applications but have neither used word processing nor spreadsheet software, nor have used software to edit photos, videos, or audio files. This definition is used for the criterion individuals with low digital skills. Individuals who have performed all the following activities: sending, receiving emails, participating in social networks, installing software and applications, using online banking, using word processing software, using advanced spreadsheet functions to organize and analyze data such as sorting and filtering. The definition is used for the criterion individuals with above basic digital skills. A style of education in which students learn via electronic and online media, as well as traditional face-to-face teaching. This one refers to blended learning. This communication happens when information can be exchanged independently of time. It doesn't require the recipient's immediate attention, allowing them to respond to the message at their convenience. This criteria is asynchronous communication. Individuals who have not performed any relevant activities, despite declaring having used the internet at least once during the past 3 months. This definition is used for the criterion individuals with no digital skills. Let me explain what I want you to do next. The idea of this exercise is to make you interpret the following 3 case studies. Use your own experience and knowledge to explain which data privacy policies are not being protected against case studies number 1, 2, and 3. Are you ready to read these cases? Identify which data privacy policy is not being protected in the case study 1. A client contacted the firm regarding a complaint concerning her employer having read her emails and having printed out her emails from her personal email, her Yahoo account. She had been employed in her position for the previous 8 years, and on attending the building at 3 a.m. due to alarm activation, a possible break-in, she discovered a printout from her personal email account on her employer's desk. Other emails were also printed out from the client's work computer. The client did not print out those emails herself, and it was therefore clear to her that her employer had accessed her personal email account. The possible variants are A. Transparent data collection procedures, B. Restricted access to sensitive data, C. Improper processing, D. Corrupted or compromised data. And the correct answer is C. Improper processing. Very well, let's go to the question number 2. Identify which data privacy policy is not being protected in the case study 2. A client contacted the firm regarding an allegation that her personal medical information held by her general practitioner was disclosed to a third party. The third party was an insurance company that sought information about the client's knee injury and had a consent form signed by her to allow her general practitioner to release any relevant medical information. The general practitioner concerned furnished a full copy of her file to the third party concerned and disclosed other sensitive medical information, none of which were related to the knee injury. Let us see the possible variants. A. Privacy breaches or data misuse. B. Improper processing. C. Online privacy and security measures. And D. Disclosure. And the correct variant is D. Disclosure. The next one. Identify which data privacy policy is not being protected in the case study number 3. The firm was contacted by a client who felt that a credit union had not updated his records. He advised that he had previously advised the credit union of his change of address and change of his contact details. Despite this, the credit union did not amend their records and attended at his parents' house and thereafter discussed his financial affairs with his father. And let us see a few possible answers. A. Transparent data collection procedures. B. Disclosure. C. Cases of lost or erased data. D. Accurate and up-to-date data. The correct answer is D. That's great, just perfect, just perfect. We did a great job during this activity. The idea behind reading focus is for you to use the instructions from the strategy point during your reading activities. I would like you to apply the following hints. Read the title so you know what the text is going to be about. Then read the list of headings. Read the paragraphs of the text. Read through the headings carefully. They will give you an idea of what to look for in each paragraph. Cross out the one which has been given as an example. Choose a sentence from the list AF for each part 1 to 5 of the article. There is an example at the beginning. Now, we are going to read a newspaper article about English language tests, TOEFL or IELTS. Choose a sentence from the list AF for each part 1 to 5 of the article. There is an example at the beginning, 01. The computer version of TOEFL is called the TOEFL IBT or Internet-based test. B. The cost of TOEFL and IELTS is different in each country. C. 1 million people each year take the TOEFL and the IELTS. D. Most American colleges and universities accept one or both of the two major tests, the TOEFL IBT or the I-XII. The International English Language Testing System is a paper test. F. The I-XII test measures true-to-life ability to communicate in English for education, immigration, and employment. Dear students, it is time to find out what does each paragraph tell us about English language tests known as the TOEFL or I-XII. Most American colleges and universities accept one or both of two major tests. One is the test of English as a foreign language, known as the TOEFL. The other is the International English Language Testing System, or I-XII. The TOEFL is given in 180 countries. The competing I-XII is given in 121 countries. 1 million people each year take the TOEFL, says Tom Ewing, a spokesman for the Educational Testing Service. Same with the I-XII, says Beryl Mayron, the executive director of I-XII International. She says 2,000 colleges and universities in the United States now recognize the I-XII. Schools might accept it only for undergraduate or graduated admission or both. The I-XII is a paper test, while the TOEFL is given on paper only in places where a computer test is unavailable. The TOEFL paper test costs $150. It tests reading, listening, and writing. A separate test of spoken English costs $125. The computer version is called the TOEFL IBT, or Internet-based test. The price is different in each country, but generally falls between $150 and $200. The TOEFL IBT and the I-XII both measure all four language skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But with the I-XII, the speaking test is done separately as a live interview. You speak with an examiner who is certified in I-XII, English for speakers of other languages. Everyone takes the same speaking and listening tests, but there is a choice of two kinds of reading and writing tests, either academic or general training. I-XII International says the test measures true-to-life ability to communicate in English for education, immigration, and employment. Institutions in Britain and Australia jointly developed it. The cost is different in each country, but Beryl Mayron says the price in local currency is generally comparable to about $160. The I-XII website is IELTS.org. The TOEFL website is TOEFL.org. During this activity, we will try to arrange the headings in chronological order. As it was previously stated, the statement D is suitable for the zero extract from the given example. One million people each year take the TOEFL and the I-XII. C goes to the first one. The International English Language Testing System is a paper test. E goes to the extract number 2. The computer version of TOEFL is called the TOEFL IBT or Internet-based test. A is suitable for the extract number 3. The I-XII Test measures true-to-life ability to communicate in English for education, immigration, and employment. F goes to the fourth extract. The cost of TOEFL and IELTS is different in each country. B is acceptable for number 5. Let's check the answers. Very well. We do not have any mistakes here. Dear students, are you ready to answer a few questions according to the text? First question for you is: how many skills do TOEFL, IBT, and IELTS measure? And an appropriate answer to this question is: the TOEFL, IBT, and the IELTS both measure all 4 language skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. The second question is: what does the International English Language System IELTS measure? Let's open the answer. IELTS International says the test measures true-to-life ability to communicate in English for education, immigration, and employment. And the last question for you is: how many English language tests do most American colleges and universities accept? Let's find the answer. Most American colleges and universities accept 1 or both of the 2 major tests. One is the test of English as foreign language, known as the TOEFL. The other is the International English Language Testing System, or IELTS. Dear students, it is time to evaluate our ability focus. Please, during this task, apply your gained knowledge in order to determine the meaning of the following highlighted words: unavailable, measure, and currency. The IELTS is a paper test, while the TOEFL is given on paper only in places where a computer test is unavailable. The TOEFL, IBT, and the IELTS both measure all 4 language skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. The cost is different in each country, but Bureau Meyran says the price in local currency is generally comparable to about $160. Now, it is time for you to choose the most suitable answer: A, B, C, or D. Choose the most suitable synonym for unavailable. The adjective unavailable refers to A, acquirable, B, inaccessible, C, reachable, D, approachable. And the correct answer is B, inaccessible. Choose the most suitable synonym for to measure. The verb to measure refers to A, to gather, B, to create, C, to gauge, D, to disregard. The correct answer is C, to gauge. Choose the most suitable synonym for currency. The noun currency refers to A, shelter, B, nationality, C, tradition, D, money. And the correct answer is D, money. All things considering, are you ready, dear students, to use your exit ticket from this English lesson? In order to find out what have you learned during this lesson, let us look through the Twitter board. For exit tweet number 1, we have the rock. What do you feel was the rock at the lesson, the solid foundational part? For exit tweet number 2, we have the paper. What do you feel should definitely be written down on paper to remember? And for exit tweet number 3, we have the scissors. What do you feel should be cut out by the scissors because it is not as important? Dear students, what have we done today? Let's find out. We have analyzed the promising potential of digital education, opportunities, challenges, and responsibilities. We have applied the fundamental concept of digital education to the given definitions from the vocabulary focus. We have identified which data privacy policies are not being protected in the given 3 case studies. We have chosen relevant information about English language tests known as the TOEFL or I-XII. We have underlined the fact that online teaching cannot satisfy all educational needs and goals. In a nutshell, what should not be taught online? Even we've recently generated excitement and enthusiasm for online programs, it is important to recognize that some subjects should not be taught online because the electronic medium does not permit the best method of instruction. Examples include hands-on subjects such as public speaking, surgery, dental hygiene, and sports where physical movement and practice contribute to the achievement of the learning objectives. These subjects are probably best taught in a face-to-face traditional learning environment. We should underline the fact that online teaching cannot satisfy all educational needs and goals. Just because it might be technologically possible to simulate a physical learning experience, this does not necessarily mean that it is the best way to teach it. Dear students, it's time to say goodbye. I hope to see you next time, safe and sound. And do not forget, stay healthy and be happy.